What's your name?
My name's Mija Trammell.
I'm glad you said it because I might have messed up your first name. So, where are you from?
Well, I am originally from Texas, so I'm happy to be home, but I am coming to the conference from Akron, Ohio, where I work for the University of Akron Center for Structured Literacy.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Okay, so what took you there?
Well, it's been a long journey. I've been in education for over 30 years, and prior to our center is a fairly new center. We're a little bit less than a year old. I worked for the university as a literacy coach, and I would go out into the community and work with administrators and teachers, and also had a group of college interns that would go with me, and I would train them in structured literacy, and they would work with students. And so now we're just getting into the pipeline for IDA Accreditation Plus, so we'll be able to have our undergrads ready to take the KPERI and be able to graduate not only with their teaching license, but also with the ability to be a structured literacy dyslexia interventionist.
I have SLDS after my name, so I'm very excited for that for y'all. Very nice. Well, who are you excited to hear from this week?
Well, I feel like everything after this morning was gravy. I mean, just getting to hear Reed Lyon and getting to listen to Marianne Wolf and Jane Hasbrook. I'm actually really excited about a session this afternoon that is talking about restructuring the definition of dyslexia, and I'm just fascinated to see where the science is actually taking us.
We had Jan Hasbrook on our one of our earlier pods, and she said she was on that committee. She goes, and at the time she goes, I don't know if it's actually going to be rewritten or redefined, but I'm sitting on that committee, so I'm really excited to hear, or actually more curious and excited to hear what the rewrite will be.
I am too, because I work and I'm receiving my my dyslexia specialist certification through NIHouse. And in working with so many different levels of students, each student represents very differently.
Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
one student that has no problems with phonemic awareness, but he's dysgraphic, dyscalculia, definitely dyslexic, but his phonemic awareness was fine. And then you talk about adolescents with dyslexia and how that presents on both sides of the rope. It's definitely fascinating to look at all the parts and the diversity of how it represents in kids.
And you can't ever rest on what you've known before with your dyslexic students. I've done it since 92. I've been in dyslexia therapy or dyslexia instruction since 92. And I know that what we've done or even within families. I know I'm kind of just all over the place, but even within families, students present differently their dyslexia, and not just in severity, but where the difficulties lie.
Right, absolutely. I completely agree. And, when you add in other challenges, whether it's ADHD or, I have one child that is ODD, and I've had to structure my lessons very differently with that child, but we're making progress. It just looks differently.
Yes, exactly. But progress is progress.
Yes, progress is progress.
Well, and we had another guest speaker who spoke about behavior and how dyslexia can impact behavior, and how that will, when you remediate the dyslexia, a lot of times the behavior will improve because they are struggling so poorly.
That's right. There's nothing as motivating and engaging as being successful.
That's right.
Yes.
And that same person said, and for the teacher side, when you have those kids that are behavior, to see them get the success, it's addictive for the teacher as well.
Absolutely. I also teach assessment and instruction in literacy at the university. And so my class is the class they take before they student teach, the semester before. And even to have like middle level students that are maybe math and science, and they think, well, how is this relevant? But yet when they get in that environment where they're assessing real kids, they're making database decisions, writing structured literacy lessons, and they start to see that success, even if it's just incremental in the kids, like it lights a fire in them. We've had some that like, I think I want to get my reading endorsement. I think I want to, and so it's very exciting, both for the child and for the future teacher.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think probably the one thing that I would love to say, you know, anytime I get an opportunity to share is this has been a journey for me, like I'm sure it has been for everybody. I originally was a special ed teacher, and in starting with special ed and truly not being equipped to work with kids that were 2 and 3 and 4 levels below in their reading, my first solution that was presented to me was reading recovery. And I got that training here in Texas, and I thought, okay, this is going to be it. But then the more I learned, the more I worked with kids, and the more I realized there were parts and pieces that were helpful. A lesson needs a structure and different things like that. But in knowing about the brain and how the brain learns to read in a very specific way, I feel like the more you know about that, the more you can make the shift, and you can let go of what doesn't work and start walking in what does work.
Absolutely.
Because it's the kids that matter. It's not beliefs, it's not opinions, it's the kids that
100%.
matter.
And we have to leave our opinions and beliefs at the door when we start
Absolutely.
to work with our kids.
Right, that's
Absolutely.
true. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. This was wonderful.
Thank
great
you.
to meet
Thank you
you.
very
Thank
much.
you.
I'm glad to meet you too as well.
Bye, y'all.